So I was watching this video called I was right about Resident Evil 4 Remake Kroby Cat video, right? And I looked down on the comments and I see something that made me interested. This guy right here says, crazy to think some new gen fans outright refuse to give the OG games a try. It's a shame how much they hate just because current controls equals automatically better. I mean, I don't necessarily think that modern controls make the game automatically better. But for me, I personally enjoy the modern controls than the tank controls. It's more comfortable, first off. It feels way better. It's what I'm used to. I'm not gonna say that the OG games suck because the tank controls. I mean, I did play the OG games. I do like them. I did get used to them. Overall, I would just prefer modern controls. I mean, that's just how it is. That's just how it is. Now, this guy right here, he responds. To be honest, the OG fans are almost the exact same and are no different. Almost all that I have seen are the most egotistical fans, and when a newcomer comes to the series, they shun for playing the newer games instead of the old ones. They truly believe they own the series. Honestly, he does make a point, really. I do see a lot of OG fans just like calling people LARPers for not playing the OG because they don't like the controls. I mean, to be honest, here's how I would do it. It goes both ways, by the way. It goes both ways. I feel like modern players shame the OG games and call them like trash because they have tank controls. I mean, no, they're not trash. But I'm gonna get that straight. The OG games are very good. If you can give the controls a try, the OG games are very good, right? And one way, or let me just say this: when I want to recommend an old game with like outdated controls, like Resident Evil 2, the original, right? You know what I would do? I would just say, yo, if you played the original Resident Evil 2, good for you, man. If you don't, good for you. But you're also kind of missing out if you don't play the original Resident Evil 2 politely. You could tell them politely. You just suggest them to play the game instead of be like, bro, a LARP, LARPer, LARPer. You're a LARPer, dude. Yeah, LARPer, dude. No, no, no. And in this comment right here by ZZ Odysseus, sorry about that. They are not the same way. The new games are just plain garbage. They're slop. You can tell by looking at them for 1 minute. It's absolutely nothing to gain by playing it. It's a copy of 30 other modern games, lazy relying on the narrative of the original. Okay, how is it plain garbage? How is it slop? How can you tell? How can you tell there's nothing gained by playing it? A lot of people played it, and a lot of people were fulfilled. A copy of 30 other modern games lazily relying on the knowledge of the original. But like, I know I've heard a comparison about The Last of Us and RE4 remake. I'm pretty sure The Last of Us also was like, that game also referenced the original Resident Evil 4 in its own gameplay at some point. I'm not sure. Please correct me on that if I'm wrong. And then right here, this comment mouths it on. This guy is so like, he's so mad. Okay, let's go. No point was proven. This guy says, just prove my point. Honestly, he did. He did prove his point. He's not giving a reason why the games are playing garbage. They're just slop. He's just like, all those guys doing is just hating. That's literally it. That's literally it. And honestly, it goes both ways from the OG games as well. If I'm a modern player and I call the original games trash because of the tank controls, that's not a good criticism, to be honest. Right? Don't do that. If you don't want to try the game, good for you. Leave it alone. It's a single player game. It's a single player game. If you don't want to play the original games, don't play it. Really, don't play it. If you want to play the remakes, go ahead and play it. But you'll be missing out. I'm just gonna say that. And then this guy right here, this guy, oh my god. No point was proven. You are just a fool. How is he a fool? The reason these remakes exist and are so low quality is because the fans can't gatekeep anymore. Are so low quality. How are the remakes low quality? Because the fans can't gatekeep anymore. Modern developers are trying to target as many people as possible for profit incentive purposes and just strip everything the original was a way to appeal to them. Then these companies continue making new crap because it is more profitable and basically tell the fans who have been there over a decade or more to go fuck themselves. This is happening with the vast majority of franchises. If they balance multiple types of games like Sonic, they actually try their hand at new things every now and then, regardless of whether it doesn't work. People may not have the issue. You can in theory make a series of Resident Evil games under a slightly different umbrella and call it, I don't know, Resident Swarm, which goes on a modern action-heavy route. It is separated from the main series of fans of the newer sub-franchises can get what they want, whereas fans of the originals have the franchise unsullied and with the potential for actual new games that appeal to them and the franchise proper to come out. It isn't hard to comprehend for anyone who actually has a functional brain. You know, funny you say this. This is the exact same situation when the original Resident Evil 4 came out. People hated this game because it wasn't RE1, RE2, RE3. It wasn't like the classics. People hated this game. People hate RE5, RE6. I mean, people hate RE6 is understandable. RE5, RE4, people hate those games. People hate those games. And now you're defending the remake. No, you're going against the remake. My bad. Are you serious making two of the same game under two different names, other solutions? That's what's happening now with you. Well, where's your theory? Just splitting the fan base even more. Also, tell me what makes RE4 remake a low quality use appeals to more fans. Sure, it's third-person view, but that's not. It's like RE6 or RE5. It appeals to the fans. It makes even smaller Easter eggs to the original. Even calls back to old dialogue, not like Call of Duty player would play, but you did not even make any points to prove that you're right. It's such a no-brain comment. I said it would be better, not that it would be amazing. It should be the route they go. It's better than marketing a completely different product with the same name. It's kind of what they did with Metal Gear Rising instead of calling it Metal Gear Solid. Because it is a completely different experience. And wow, some Easter egg guys, let's clap for the Easter eggs. Okay, you call this, but do you have an issue with RE4, RE5, and RE6? There's not, and RE7, RE8. Do you have an issue with that? Because they're not the classic Resident Evil games. They're not pure survival horror. They're not original. They don't have tank controls. They don't have fixed camera angles. Do you have an issue with those games? Those games are all the same thing. They all use the same assets, but brother, all games asset flip. All games, even the original Resident Evil games, asset flip. That's just how it is. These games all copy each other to death. Original 90 has died, and if you wish to accept that, you're a lost cause. It's idiots like you that make an actual intelligent people, such as myself, no ego intended, to suffer. There are few of us in number, and we are outnumbered by the brain-dead fools who cannot see the world changing for the worse before their very eyes, or even worse than that, see it, but choose to completely ignore it. Wow. 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 This is crazy. Over a video game. Brain-dead fools over a video game. Are you out of your mind? Okay. One thing I just realized, this guy hasn't actually given us an actual criticism of the game. He just said, oh, the game copied this, the game copied that, the game has no originality, but why? Okay, the stuff they added was shit. What don't you understand? I don't care that you can parry, but how does it make it better or three times the price of the original? I mean, it doesn't. I mean, I think all games shouldn't be $70 or $60. It shouldn't, right? And I'm pretty sure at the time it was pretty high priced, the original game as well. How does this parry make it better? Well, how doesn't it? I mean, that you're just saying how you're just disregarding the parry. You're not really criticizing it. You're just saying, bro, you're asking me. You're the burden of the claim. You have to have some criticism. You're just saying stuff they added was dookie. The stuff they added was dookie. I don't care that you can parry. Well, what's wrong with the parry? Okay, let me ask you this: how is shooting one zombie in the head, just shooting like in the head, like once with a pistol, and then going up to them, and then kicking them in the face? How is that better than parrying? How? How? I think that's boring. You can do that in the remake, unless you want a really boring game where you want everything to stagger in one shot. I mean, sure, RE4 remake does have some like bullet sponges sometimes, but if you want just like a one shot and done, you want a really easy game, buddy. You just want a really easy game. You don't want to interact with any of the new stuff. You just kind of want the same game. What's wrong with the parry? Please tell me. Actually asking criticism and just saying, shut up, you're dumb. I don't care that you compare. Like, this is crazy. This is crazy. You whatever. Why are you defending slop? Let me guess, you played the game, liked it, and now hearing the opinions of ours about how trash it really was, and it's make you feel somewhat guilty for liking it. So you were trying to justify your purchase to defend your positive view of the game. What? Why can't he? Well, what's the issue with that? Yeah, if I like a game, I'm gonna defend it, right? But you're defending the game, but you're not putting any real criticism. You're defending the original game, and you're not justifying why. All you're doing is calling the game slop. You can enjoy what you want, but don't sit here and tell us it's blame cash grab and unoriginal bland garbage. I mean, clearly see it, and deep down you know it too, but don't want to admit it because it make you feel like an idiot for liking it. You know, cash grabs. Calling this game a cash grab is crazy. I'm just gonna say that. Listen, all games are made to make money. Let's be real. All games are made to make money. An actual cash grab I can think of is like, I don't know, Net Impact. Hunter x Hunter Net Impact. That game is really bad. But the reason why it even sold a little bit is because it's Hunter x Hunter. It's Hunter x Hunter. Right? Let's say RE4 remake. Let's say it was the worst game ever. Like it had nothing to provide. No cool stuff, no cool guns. Just like a bland copy of RE4 remake. Not RE4 remake, the original RE4. That's a cash grab. I think they put really good soul. I know I'm not even gonna say soul. They put really good work into the game. I don't think it's a cash grab. Like cash grabs are like mobile gacha games. Like no effort whatsoever. Unoriginal blank garbage. Like when he says this, what is the unoriginal blank garbage? Please tell me. Please tell me. You know what you sound like with that last comment of yours? You sound like a guy who found out his wife has cheated with multiple men and has been mocking him behind his back, and rather than face the uncomfortable truth, not only does he attempt to ignore it, but also tell himself deep down she really cares about him and he needs from the good times they have with each other. What? I don't understand. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I've never heard someone look for the most trivial things and claim it made it so much better. You're a major victim of the sunken cost fallacy. The Krauser fight was not better in any way, and the gameplay was worse in every conceivable way. Well, I think the Krauser fight was better in the remake. I find it more enjoyable. I mean, I think like where he mutated with like with the virus, and you had to fight him head on. I feel like that was better. I'm not gonna lie. I like parrying Krauser. It was way more fun. I didn't like the original Krauser. I felt like I remember when I fought him. I think I had to cheese him because he was just so frustrated, and like that boss was really hard for like the basic like tank controls that we had on RE4. Like it was annoying. It was clunky. I didn't really like it. But in the remake, they made him much more fun to play because of the parries, the improved controls. It's better, right? But why do you think it's not better though? The Crossfire was not better in any way, and the gameplay was worse in every conceivable way. Okay, can you tell me why? Could you tell me why? Could you tell me why? You can't just say something as absurd as this and then not give any examples. You wrote all this. You wrote all this. Oh what? Okay, let me read this. And wow, some Easter egg, guys. Let's clap the Easter eggs and remind us of the past and how far the franchise has fallen. Clap. What's okay? I mean, what does that have to do with anything? The Easter eggs. I mean, Easter eggs are in every single game. What? I mean, people in Requiem wanted a bigger Easter egg for Claire, but no, no. The what? There was like a charm you could put on the Requiem for Claire Redfield in Requiem, right? In Resident Evil Requiem, people liked it, but people wanted like you know, a bigger Easter egg, right? And the entire point of a remake is to replace the original. What do you think a remake is essentially? Is redoing an IP so you can make it better than it was. The very intention of remakes to overshadow the original and fan mentality, coupled with recency bias, makes that effect even more amplified. Okay. You think that it okay. To be honest, I'm a bit conflicted on this. I mean, Capcom is trying to replace the originals, but the thing is, I feel like the story isn't changed like at all. Like at all. Like I know they use the RE2 remake, Raccoon City, Department, and Requiem, right? They didn't use the original. And that it really doesn't really matter to me, to be honest. I don't think it's really that deep. But Capcom did resell the original Resident Evil games. And there was, and there was an audience for that. A lot of people bought the games, a lot of people had good reviews, a lot of people enjoyed it. Even people who listen, if these games were like lost in time, then I'd probably have an issue, but they aren't. They're completely still there. This guy responds, I've never met a person online that's complaining about a video game like you do and wrote me a whole essay. You gotta get your act together, man. Look, nobody said the original was bad. Yeah, that's the thing. Nobody's saying that the original is bad right now. People are just saying that we just enjoy the remake more. That's literally it. That's literally it. Like, you're not telling me any reason to persuade me into thinking the remake is complete dog water. You're just saying it's shit and moving on. That whole essay you typed out is completely meaningless. Also, nobody said the remakes replace the original. I don't believe that shit like Art Spell Hill 2 remake is nowhere near the original. The remake of that had some stuff that I actually liked. I didn't play Silent Hill 2 remake, but it looks fun. It looks a good game. I didn't play Silent Hill either. I do want to get into Silent Hill actually. It looks pretty interesting. I have a friend who plays it a lot and he's been recommending it to me. So I'll probably play the original. I don't know where to start. People are telling me to start at Silent Hill 2. But I feel like I'll regret that if I don't start at Silent Hill 1. But anyway, the remake replaces the original. No one has to say what the intent for it, but just happens out of principle. People have a bias that sees them interact with the new over the old. This is a basic fact in psychology. What a complete moron. What? The remake has no justification for existing in the first place. This isn't a case of technological limitation with the RE1, RE2, or RE3. As you're making a game that was really broken and need a redo, you're making a game that had really good graphics. Already it works perfectly. Only reason you can to have to remake this is either make money off of idiots or over sheer ego, because you believe you can make a highly praised game that sets standards better. And this is what you cannot. So how is he dumb for liking the remake? That's his whole argument. No justification. Okay, sure. I mean, it didn't need a remake, but why not? I mean, well, why not? To make money off of idiots, bro. It's not a cash grab. It's not a cash grab. Maybe gatekeepers and leads run so far that they have to crap out anything made after 2005 and be that way. These new gamers, new genres, my bad. This guy is kind of an idiot. I'm not gonna lie. He has a really big ego, like an incredible ego. He thinks he's like some higher form, higher plane of intelligence, just because he's like the original better than the remake, brother. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. You can't be real. You can't be real. But my final thoughts are: if you want someone to get on the game, don't tell them that they're dumb as hell or something. You got to suggest politely. Like, you can't say the game's trash and have no criticism at all. Like, that's dumb. Anyway, catch you guys later.